everyone, welcome back to Creatively Crafted Life. This is Melanie, and today I am going to be working on my card bases, making them into final cards. So as you can see, my box is pretty much overflowing. I've got varying degrees of completed cards. I've got Project Life cards in here, I've got images, etc. So I'm going to do a little bit of an I'm going to go through and sort these, I guess is a better way of putting, between ones that just need some finishing accents, ones that need a focal image, and ones that need a little bit more work, and assess where I'm at and get some of these made and maybe get some in the mail. I think right now we all need a little bit of happy mail. Okay, so this is a real preliminary sort. These are all card bases that have been started. Woo-wee! I've been crazy busy. These would be stamped images or images that I can use as focal points. I've got a bunch of other images that I can use, or Project Life cards, that kind of thing. So that needs a little bit of a sort to match things up. I've got a bunch of these 2x2 squares. Some of them would be appropriate for cards, some of them not so much. So I can use some of those as sentiments. And then I have these stickers for sentiments. I've got these stickers, and then I've got a bunch of tags over here. So the next step I have, like I said earlier, is I want to go through this stack and find the ones that I think are pretty much done and just need some focal points, and then align other bits and pieces that I have and see how far I can come up, or what I can come up with. Okay, so these are all ones that need some sort of focal image and sentiment, and I'm just going to put these back in the bin for now because I think I'm going to focus on the ones that I can just get finished, just to make things a little bit easier. Now these are all ones that just, I think, can get away with having a sentiment or some finishing touches like some enamel dots or Nouveau drops or something like that. I picked up some of these pink card bases from Hobby Lobby. They were on sale. I think it was Hobby Lobby. And this one here I thought would work really well on this. So we're just gonna finish that up. It just needs some blingy items. So I'm going to do all of those last. So this one I had put on an off-white card base, and I thought maybe I could use these cards here. They are foiled. I think I got them from Michael's maybe. And I'm not going to see very much. It's just going to be a border, but actually I think that's perfect. So I'll just add some ETG and finish this one off. Now this one would be a little tricky to mail, so this would probably be a hand-delivered card, just because of the bulk. I think because I have the foil going on and the big huge embellishment, that I am not going to do anything else to this card. I'm just going to call this one done. So I'll move that into my finished card pile. Okay, this one needs a sentiment. What do I got here? Happy birthday. Just like that. And now we just need a little bit of jewels or whatever on that. This one I just need jewels on. This one needs a sentiment. Okay, and just some jewels on that one. Okay, I think this one here, we'll just use this tag. It's not exactly the same kind of peachy color, but it's pretty close to the darker shade, so I'm happy with that. I'm going to add some foam tape. I don't know where I got this tag. It came with the string already on, so it was probably like on a gift bag or something is my guess. And this one here, I'm going to put it so that I don't, because my first thought was to put it over top down at the bottom, but I think I like it better with this swan peeking out, and we don't want the green to show through the hole. So right about there looks good to me. And I think we'll tie this in a bow. And I think we're going to call this one done. I don't think I'm going to add any jewels or anything. Again, I've got the foiling, so I think that's jazzed up enough. This is a great card for a gardener. And I'm really trying not to overthink. Just, you know, if it works, it's good. I don't need to make it more difficult than it needs to be. Okay, so I added this tag. It just needs some twine or something in here, so I'm just going to add that to the pile of finishing touches. I pulled out my rub-ons as well as these Momenta stickers. I've got a couple packs of those to add to my list. Let's see what else we can come up with. Okay, so for this card here, I'm thinking this happy birthday might just work perfectly. And I don't think I'm going to add anything else to this one, so I'm going to call that one done. I have another one of these swan cards, and I think this With All My Heart will look pretty cute, and I'm going to put that one on some foam tape just to jazz it up. And it will need a little piece of twine or something because a tag just isn't the same without something in the little hole at the top. Okay, for this wish one, I think I'm going to add this little tag, same deal, just add a little bit of foam tape. This floral one, I think I can get away with this, Thinking of You, with the orange and blue. This one, I'm thinking I can use the Celebrate like that, but I do want to put this on foam tape. And this one will probably need a little bit of liquid glue because I'm going to overlap the gold washi, and that always makes it a little bit tricky for adhering things, and liquid glue seems to work the best. Okay, so for this one I think I'm going to put Let's Party. So I'm going to do the Let's in these little tile stickers. I'm going to spare you from watching me do this. And then I think I still need something else. So this is going to go back in the, need something else pile. But let me do this first and then I'll show you what it looks like. So this is what it looks like with those little tile stickers. And I've got this one here that says HBD, HPD, etc., etc. So happy birthday. And I think that's going to look just fine right here. I like that. So again, I think this still needs something, maybe a balloon or something. So we're going to put this in the, needs a little more work pile. So this one, I think the thank you is going to work perfectly with this. So let me pull that off. And I think that is going to work really well. But the question is, do I want it on foam tape or do I not want it on foam tape? And I think I want it on foam tape. I think one of these would work really well, like maybe this happy birthday. Okay, but this does need some finishing touches, some enamel dots or something. Got another one. Okay, this one just needs some words. Okay, so I pulled out my crystal drops or tonic nouveau drops, whatever you want to call them. The tricky part is going to be finding a place to store all of these. So I need to clear a little bit of space. Okay, so my thought process is to get as many of them as I possibly can on here and to do the least amount of touching, because I'm notorious for getting these all and being happy with it and then I accidentally get a finger or a thumb or something on them. So I've gone through and made different piles with different nouveau drops just so that I can do these all in one shot. So these are all going to be pink ones that I'm adding, and the color I am using is Carnation Pink. We do need a piece of scrap to test. Make sure this is going to work. No air bubbles, etc. Okay. So here goes nothing. So these ones I'm going to be using crystal drops. This is in Woodland Green. And again, we're going to test it out. Okay, for the next set of 3, I am using Nouveau Crystal Drops in Bright Gold. This is glitter accents in Silver Jubilee. Now these are not really enamel dot type things, it's more glitter glue. So I thought that would work okay just to add some accents on these. So I think that's it for the Nouveau drops. Let me put these away so they're safe, and then I'll come back and show you the ones where I'm adding some string to the tags. Okay, so for the tags, I've got some crochet thread that I'm using as twine. Obviously you could use real twine, but I just had this handy. I am going to double it up so that it's a little bit more substantial. At least that's my thought. So let me tie these into some bows and I will show you the final results. Okay, so these are the 3 completed cards with the twine bow at the top. I really like how these turned out. I think they're super cute. I have a perfect friend that I'm going to send this with, and I think I might see if I can find a seed packet and send it to her. She's an avid gardener, so I think that would be fantastic. So let me now go and see what I can do to finish these cards, and then we're going to call this done. Okay, so for the next set where I needed some sort of focal point or image, I went to my Project Life cards that I had pulled out. This one was a picture with just these glitter balloons, and I think they work just perfect there, and I'm going to call this one done. For this one, I had a Project Life card that looked a little more vintagey, and I just trimmed out the dragonfly and added it to this card. And even though this has a more vintage look, I still think it works okay, and it definitely goes with the sentiment. This one here was just a basic white card with 4 labels on it, which I trimmed out and layered over top of each other, and the colors actually matched up pretty good. I mean, there is this red, but this color here inside the flowers is almost the same, so I am quite happy with that. This one does need some enamel dots or something on it, so we need to add those on. And this one was just a white card that had the words that say "We go together like." So I put that on the front, and I'm going to leave this plain because I actually did the inside. So donuts and coffee. So I really think that one's kind of cute how it turned out. I think I am going to add a black border around this to tie the black in with that sentiment, and I think that will finish it off just a little better. And if you follow me for any length of time, you know I just like doing these kind of doodly borders where I don't use a ruler and I just draw, and if they're sketchy, the better. Okay, so I happen to have this Kaiser Craft bundle on my desk. I was looking at this for another series that I'm working on. This is the Holly Jolly, and it came with a 6x6 paper pad as well as some ephemera pieces. And I think the red would actually work with all three of these. Now, I can either pull out the ephemera pieces, or often in the Kaiser Craft ones, they have labels and decorative borders at the back. So let me just see what I can come up with, and I'll show you how these turned out. Okay, so this is how the snowflake card turned out. I actually used a die cut doily piece in the middle, and then this is from the 6x6 paper pad, and then I pulled out this same green that I used earlier on other cards, the woodland green, and just jazzed up the gray snowflakes, and I like how that turned out. I also used the paper pad for finishing off this card. I added the two little borders and then the tag, and I'm not adding any more embellishments to this because I think this card's busy enough as it is. This one here, how perfect was this with the little trees and the trees? It just meant to be, right? And so I just added that on foam tape with the crochet thread, and then I did do a doodly border around the outside. I felt it just needed it. And then this is an update on the pink card where I added the Nouveau drops. So I'm going to put these two with the Nouveau drops in a safe place before I wreck them, and these are going to go in my finished card box. And this is what my bin is looking like right now. So it's still pretty full, but not nearly as full. So I'm happy about that. I'm going to add the tags and stuff back in here and put it back on my shelf for another day. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're inspired to either make some cards yourself, or if you have some card starts, to get them out and make a few just to add to your stash. So I do have a lot of cards that I've made in the last little while, and I would like to offer some Happy Mail to those of you that are interested. It's been a bit of a rough time with everything going on in the world, and who couldn't use a piece of Happy Mail? If you are interested in some Happy Mail, please email me at acreativelycraftedlife@gmail.com. I'm going to leave the email below in the description below, as well as flash it on the screen here. I just need your full name and address so that I can send this to you. It can be anywhere in the world, and I will send you a greeting card. Thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, happy crafting.